now. So, good morning. My name is Frances Rayner and I'm the Community Development Manager for Alive West Norfolk. And I'm here today talking to Lisa Jarrett from Downham Ladies Fitness. And Lisa's going to be answering a few questions for us to help us with our motivation and to really help us to get into this Active 150 challenge, which I hope you're going to be joining in with us over the month of January. So welcome, Lisa, and thank you so much for talking to me this morning. So Lisa is a personal trainer and owner of Downham Ladies Fitness. She's predominantly working online at the moment because of the current situation, has a studio in Downham Market, and she's going to talk to us. Our focus today is going to be on ladies, women, girls, and about how fitness is important to us, and really what the benefits are going to be for us in keeping fit and active. And I think one of the key messages, Lisa, that we'll talk about is about moving the body, because that's the thing. I think that with the Active 150, we want people to move more, and to maybe over Christmas, where we've been on the sofa a little bit too much, watching movies, eating, drinking, having fun, whatever, maybe just getting up, moving that little bit more, and just getting that little bit more fit and healthy throughout the month of January. So, okay, so Lisa, how important do you think it is for women, girls, to keep themselves as fit as possible?
Okay, so I think it's hugely important. So we know that generally women are less active than men. The research shows us that. So as women, we really have to focus on making sure we're active. The reason that's important is because an active lifestyle reduces our risk of serious diseases and conditions. So just to give you some examples, things like cancer, osteoporosis, dementia, depression, type 2 diabetes and heart disease that's related to that. All of these diseases are things that if we lead a sedentary, inactive lifestyle, we're more at risk of. Things like osteoporosis, especially as women, our bone density is decreasing as we age, especially things like menopause. There's a lot of research that goes into that area and how that affects things like bone density. So the more we can stay active and encourage our bodies to stay healthy, both physically and mentally, then the less likely we are to put ourselves at risk of some of those serious diseases. So just really important for long-term health. And moving away from that aesthetic side, which I think a lot of people focus on. We talk about activity, especially with women, there tends to be, with social media, a focus on appearance, and where actually, if we look at the bigger picture for long-term health and avoiding disease, then it's so important to avoid that sedentary lifestyle.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think over the last few days I saw a post that you put on Facebook, Lisa, which was about not feeling guilty about what we've eaten over Christmas, and that we need to to get active, not to do it just because we feel bad about what we've eaten, but because we value ourselves and value our bodies, really. And I just thought that post was really, that felt quite significant to me.
Brilliant. Yeah, I had a really strong response to that post, and I think often with fitness, people feel like they have to earn their food. I hear that quite a lot. Yeah, like, and if I do this class, then I can have a piece of cake, or if I've had a takeaway, then I must go out for a run. Where actually, from your body's perspective, it's a much bigger picture than a takeaway or a piece of cake. And it's Christmas. It's about learning to relax and enjoy it. Food is there to enjoy, not just because it fuels, but also it is fuel. So taking that bigger picture approach to health and well-being, and not just finding these singular reasons why you should be exercising, i.e. a piece of cake, is so important. But I think that is a mindset shift, and that takes time. So it's recognizing that building these long-term habits and having an active lifestyle is something that we gradually build up. You don't expect to wake up on the 1st of January and feel like you should get it and you should go out and be active 7 days a week, because it's not. It's about building it up slowly to make those long-term changes to your health.
Yeah, no, absolutely, totally agree. You've already sort of mentioned and touched on some of the benefits. You know, there's lots of kind of really key health benefits for women and girls, or the population really in general, to stay and get fit and stay healthy. You, mental health is obviously a very big thing at the moment, and you know, as we go into January, you know, we wanted the Active 150 challenge not just to be about physical health, but to be about mental health as well. I mean, I think there's a lot of pressure, you know, going to be coming our way in the next month with schooling and, you know, sort of, you know, women out there that have got children and families and elderly relatives, isn't there? So mentally, I think, you know, we've got a lot that we're going to have to cope with. What would you know, what do you think the benefits are of exercise and physical activity on our mental health, Lisa?
Okay, so I think it's a massive area that's quite underexplored, really. But we know from the research that exercising increases our serotonin, which is our happy hormones.
Mm.
So we know there's a direct physical effect on when we move our bodies to what our brain is doing. And obviously, if we can increase that happy hormone, then we can decrease the chance of things like anxiety disorders, depression. And again, there's been a huge amount of research on that in particular, depression, anxiety, in women and in girls, that the more we can move our body, the less likely we are to suffer from those types of mental health conditions. And that is supported by the science. So exercise really does play a huge part in mental health. We say in the industry that movement is medicine. And
Yeah.
that is very much related to our mental health. You know, even things like going out for a lunchtime walk and being exposed to sunlight can have an impact on our mental health, especially in those darker months where we tend to miss the sunshine. And the fresh air. It was freezing cold yesterday. I went to the woods. There's loads of people out walking. You know, yeah, it's cold. Wrap up, go out, get some fresh air through your lungs, because I've never heard somebody say they've been out for a nice walk and they've felt worse for it, you know. So yeah, I think we need to recognise the mental health benefits as much, if not possibly more, especially in a difficult time like we're in at the moment, of staying active.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I went down to Hunstanton, down to the beach. I mean, we've got some absolutely beautiful areas, haven't we, in West Norfolk, that we can get out and you know, we can get that fresh air. I mean, yeah, took the dog down to the beach. I mean, we're so lucky. We've got massive beaches and didn't have to get very well. There was hardly anybody down there actually, but it was, you know, just for me, it was just about getting that fresh air. And you know, I kind of arrived there feeling a bit kind of meh, I think, because, you know, I don't know, you kind of first thing in the morning getting up and you think, oh, I've got to get myself going. But once you get out there and you start kind of breathing in that air and getting that, you know, however cold it is, I think you're absolutely right. It just changes your whole mindset, your whole attitude, and makes you feel so much better, doesn't it? So
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing, like, that is physiological. We know that when we move, our hormones are happier.
yeah.
So no matter how much it's tempting to curl up in your onesie and your fluffy socks, you know, and
Yeah.
you know, even if you don't want to go out, if being outdoors isn't possible, then even moving inside, so even something like doing some housework,
Yeah.
you know, it's still moving, or cleaning out your wardrobe, or you know, it's from your body's perspective, you're still getting that movement, so that's still beneficial for your body.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think moving is the key. And, you know, I think there's people like yourselves who are doing some great classes online that people can join in with. You know, we've got all sorts of people that are doing various types of coaching that people can access. But I think you're right. I think for those people who are getting started, or maybe just, you know, it's just about, like you say, getting up, moving around, doing a little bit more on your feet, isn't it? And moving your body, you know, and getting yourself started in that way, maybe before you throw yourself into, you know, joining a group or you know, some kind of activity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I always find it, you know, so what do you think some of the barriers are, Lisa, to us as women and girls specifically, young adults, what do you think some of the barriers are to us to getting going? And maybe as you talk about a barrier, you could just, what is it we can do to help our mindset to try and get rid of those barriers?
Okay, so I think the big thing here is a lack of self-esteem or a lack of confidence. So again, research shows us that especially in young girls or girls, that they're more likely to have an issue with their self-esteem and body confidence. So for example, maybe that we promote that you need to go to the gym, but girls, women don't always feel comfortable in that environment. And a lot of my clients say to me, they feel like if they go to the gym that people are looking at them, or they're not doing an exercise correctly, so they feel conscious. So it's about finding, firstly, I think, an environment that you're comfortable in. So if you're not comfortable in the gym, don't use the gym. It's not prescriptive. Exercise isn't prescriptive. You find what works for you. So most of the people that join my online classes initially say to me, one of the reasons that they decided to give it a go is because they don't have to leave their home, so they don't have to worry that they're being looked at. They have the option to turn their camera off, so if they're really self-confident, they can literally just participate completely by themselves without worrying, in clothes that they're comfortable in. So, and I would say that is the first thing, don't put yourself in an environment where you feel uncomfortable, because that instantly gives you some sort of negative association when it comes to exercise. If you feel like not confident in your ability or your body, or perhaps you've got a low self-esteem, then look for an exercise environment that will help you with that initially, rather than heighten it. Even going for a walk somewhere quiet, wearing clothes you're comfortable in is a start. That, for some people, that is absolutely progress, and that is moving their body.
Yeah, fantastic. No, I absolutely agree. And we've all been there, haven't we, Lisa? I think where we've gone along to something and thought you really want to give it a go, but when you walk in, it just feels wrong and not the right place for you. And I've heard that so many times. People say, oh, well, I started doing this and I thought I enjoyed it, and then I've given up because actually it's the wrong environment. And people then give up, don't they, for the more longer term. So it is about keep trying, isn't it? Do you think about keep trying to find that thing that's right for you?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a sense of belonging is how I would describe it. So I think when it comes to fitness, for most people, feeling like they belong to some sort of community can be hugely motivating and a massive factor in keeping them on track. So I know from my online classes, we've got a Facebook group where people communicate, they talk to each other, they encourage each other when we do the challenges. And I know if you ask every single one of those people, why do you think you've stuck with it? In their answer will be the fact that they feel like they belong to a community, and they find that really motivating because they're motivating and they're accountable to each other, not just themselves. And even being on Zoom with other people, increasing their confidence in things like using technology, which now we're all having to get to grips with, has helped them to stay motivated because they feel like they're benefiting other areas of their life. So they come to these online classes, now they understand Zoom and they can apply that to other things. So movement goes far beyond that initial impact on your body. You really can gain sort of skills from it, social interaction, emotional support. And I think that's really important to recognise.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So Lisa, you've touched a little bit there on your online classes. Would you like to just share with us a little bit about what you do and how people can find you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I do one-to-one personal training, which I now do online rather than in my studio at the moment while we're on lockdown. I also do small group personal training. And then what's at the heart of the community this year is my online fitness classes. So they're all about toning your body, working on your mobility, your flexibility, working up a good sweat. Yeah, and we've got a really great fitness community with those. So you can find more on my Facebook page. There's lots of reviews there, and you can see the results that people are getting. I'm also on Instagram, and I also have a web page. So if you just search Downham Ladies Fitness on any of the social media platforms, Facebook or Instagram, my page will come up. But yeah, community is now at the heart of my business. So if you're looking to start exercising in an environment where you can feel comfortable, regardless of your ability, regardless of where you're at in your fitness journey, then come and have a look at what we're doing. You know, we've got people that join the classes that have never ever picked up any sort of equipment. They're not familiar with a lot of the exercises, right through to people that are triathletes. So it's a really broad spectrum and age group as well. You know, we've got people that are early 20s right through into their 60s. So it really is about finding what you enjoy, and if we can help you with that, then come and have a go. You know, everyone, I offer a free trial class to anyone that wants to give us a go. So yeah, just get in touch. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so just to finish us off, I know you've given us loads of great information there, Lisa, but just to summarise, could you give me your 3 top tips for getting active this January for all our ladies out there?
Yes, absolutely. So the 3 F's: fun, friend, and focus. So first off, find something that's fun. I think that's the #1 priority. So if you're not enjoying it, you're not going to want to stick with it. Yeah. So find something that you enjoy. Like you said before, try all different options until you find something that makes you smile, basically. Friend, if you don't feel like you want to approach it by yourself and you need some help with the motivation or accountability, rope a friend in to do it with you, because there's power in numbers when it comes to exercise. Yeah. Absolutely, whether that's a fitness community or whether that's just someone that lives next door and you go out for walks, but do it with someone else. And then focus. So focus on one thing at a time. When it comes to the new year, there's a temptation to try and have a massive lifestyle overhaul, but actually it's about building on small habits to make a long-term difference. So focus on one thing at a time. Maybe when you're on the phone during meetings, you walk around now rather than sit at your desk chair. You know, it's just small gradual changes that are realistic to your lifestyle and that over a long term will make a big difference. So fun, friend, focus.
Love that. That is fantastic. Thank you so much. Right, okay. Lovely. Thank you, Lisa, for joining me this morning. That was great. And yeah, everybody out there, if you want to find out more about what Lisa's got to offer, go and find her Facebook page, get in touch with her. You know, and I think we talked right at the beginning, didn't we, Lisa? It's not all about the ladies, is it? You do have an offer in there for men and as well. And so yeah, but I really wanted to have a little bit of focus on women and girls this morning. But yeah, if there's any guys out there watching this video, then you know Lisa could have something there to offer you as well. So get in touch with her. Okay, thanks very much, Lisa. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot, Fran. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Okay, bye bye.